Hello everyone, today we have new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Zvezda. So it's a kit which is molded in 1/35 scale, and it's quite interesting thing because it's completely new plastic which copies UAZ 3909, so it's a Russian military van. And of course there will be a lot of accessory sets, we'll talk about it later, but this release is interesting because this vehicle is kinda iconic, I would say, for Russian army and also Russian everyday life, let's say, because it's widely used in the civil life as well. And now we have a chance to build it in a 1/35 scale, so it will be quite, I would say, interesting thing to see what is actually included here. And the UAZ itself, the vehicle, is notable because the first version came out in 1965. It was UAZ 452, and this particular vehicle 3909, it's the one which is still produced with some modifications to make it, let's say, a bit more modern, if you know what I mean. And you can still buy it for, I think, $20,000 US, even in US. So that's kind of special vehicle, let's say, capsule of time. And now we have a chance to build it in a popular scale, maybe add some figures, build a diorama as what you see on the box art, and it would be a cool thing to have in your collection. So this is a commercial sample. I bought it with your help, with help of your donations, and I would like to say a separate thank you for this. Kit number is 3644. Here you can see comparison with my hand. Of course, we have really nice box art here. That's already a typical feature for Zvezda. Then on the side we have some small facts about this kit. So 197 parts inside, and assembled vehicle will be only 12.7 centimeters long. Here you can see also some paint numbers which will be needed for this vehicle. As you can see, they're given in Zvezda and Tamiya paint designations. And here on the opposite side we have some other kits from the same brand. We reviewed some of them, so you can find easily the video reviews on our YouTube channel. And here on the rear side you can see pictures of the finished vehicle, also a short history note. But again, I recommend to check the, of course, official website of the UAZ, and of course some, let's say, tuned up vehicles. Maybe it will give you some ideas for scratch building with this vehicle. As usual, everything is sealed. As you can see, I'm cutting with a knife, and let's open it. Inside we have a brown cardboard box, so here it is. Just give me a second to take it out. Here it is. It's top opening, and here's what we have inside. So all frames are packed into the same plastic bag, and it's a sealed plastic bag, so I'm going to open it right now and we will take a closer look together. Here you can take a look from both sides. Of course, I will need scissors for this. In the meantime, I can remind you how you can do these donations. So you can do it easily by joining our YouTube channel and supporting it with via YouTube, or you can do it via a big red button on our website. It's done via PayPal, so it should be safe and quick. And of course, you will be the one who will decide how much we will get for let's say new keys, or maybe even for the new camera if you would like to improve our quality as well. So there are 4 plastic sprues, 2 identical ones, 2 different ones. So here we start with one of the biggest frames. So first of all, I mean, it's difficult not to notice we have the front, or let's say face of this vehicle. As you can see, it is molded as a one-piece part. We also have some seat parts. We have 2 types of the steering wheels, as far as you can see. Also here you can see main chassis bars, front and rear bumpers, some parts for the grill mesh, but I'm kind of surprised why this one is coming like this, because I do not see the P parts included here. Maybe they will be somewhere on the bottom, who knows. And now I suggest we zoom in and take an even closer look so that you can check all the parts in a bit more detailed view. So here we are looking at the seat parts. These are obviously front seats which are molded together with the headrests. And again, I will remind you that we have 2 types of steering wheels, which is rather unusual, I would say, for this vehicle, so maybe it will be handy in case you would like to copy some specific version. Next, we continue with various parts for the main chassis. So as far as I can see, it should be glued out of several bits, and you will have to be careful, follow the fitment of these parts, maybe do some dry fitment first, because it will be quite important to get a right alignment while building this vehicle. Here, by the way, you can see front and rear bumper, which are molded as one-piece parts, and that's really cool. So it means they're ready to be used once you get them off the sprue. And here we continue with leaf springs, also with the dashboard, which will be inside. Obviously, that's the front grille, and that's what I was talking about. As you can see here, we have a cutout, so I guess that's the hint, maybe on some mesh to insert, maybe on some PE parts. And let's flip it over. I wonder what is... So this front panel is empty. Here you can see the rear side of the front seats. And what else is interesting here? So mostly parts from the opposite side. There are nothing much, because I mean this sides will not be visible, so there is no need to mold anything there. But still, overall quality, I really like it, because it looks quite decent, and I think it will be easy to work with these things. Next, we continue with a pair of identical sprues, as I said before. So I will show you only one, because there is no need to show the same stuff again and again. As you can guess, they carry absolutely identical parts. So here we have some parts for road wheels. We also have some parts for seats in the second row. And again, molding quality is quite good. These thin parts, I would rather be careful with them, because it's easy to break them. And if I flip it over, here you can see that we have some push marks, but they will be hidden once you get everything together. And the last gray plastic sprue, it is again rather big, I would say. So here it is. Due to the special, let's say, shape of this vehicle, it's called buchanka, or let's say loaf of bread. And here you can see that it's basically a combination of separate panels, but still we get front and rear doors separate, so you can open them on your vehicle, and that's quite a handy thing in 1/35 scale. And now let's zoom in so that you can see what we actually have here. So note that all door handles are molded separately. That's also a cool thing to have. Here you can see the rear wall. Again, two doors are separate, and you can see them here. That's the middle wall, which is separating the front row from the rear one, as far as I remember. Next, we continue with the roof panel. And here you can see the bottom panel, where we will install all the stuff. And note that all necessary holes are pre-drilled, so you won't have to drill anything here. And here we continue with various side panels and some minor elements for the roof. So again, front doors are molded separately, just to show you. And maybe we flip it over so that we can see what is inside. We have some push marks on the roof. I wonder if it will be visible, because as you can see here, we also have some push marks. So maybe if you plan to open the panels or doors on this vehicle, it will be important to solve this somehow. Otherwise, you end up with visible push marks on this vehicle. Next, I'm opening another plastic bag. It's a Ziploc bag with a clear sprue and decals. We also get a chrome sticker here, so it will be quite interesting to see what is actually it is used for. So let's move this one aside. Here is the clear sprue. Let's zoom in a bit. So clear parts look completely fine. I don't have anything to complain about. I mean, look at the molding quality, it looks quite great. But as usual for Zvezda, we do not have any masks included. So in case you would like to get a nice paint finish, you will have to mask everything by yourself. And note that windows are molded together with seals around, so definitely you will have to mask it somehow, otherwise it will be quite a tricky thing to work around. And next we continue with decals. So here they are, quite a small decal sheet, but here we have two types of the license plate, dial for the dashboard, and of course some writings which will be placed outside, as well as this small insignia which is placed on the car as well. And of course chrome stickers, here they are. So of course some modders prefer just to paint it with a chrome paint, but these chrome stickers are also right for out of the box build. Next we continue with vinyl parts, and here we have quite an interesting thing, because as you can see on the first side they look like typical vinyl parts, vinyl tires. But if I take out one, just give me a sec, I will show you what I'm talking about. Because it's not just another, let's say, vinyl tire which is ugly and there is nothing nice about it, so here it is. Take a careful look at the tire wall, because here we have really nice details on the tire wall, and I would say that's something unusual for this type of part, and that's really cool to see here. Also note the tire pattern, it looks really great. Yes, we do have this small, let's say, dots which will have to be cut off or maybe sanded, but we do not have the middle seam, and the sidewalls, they look really great. So I mean, for out-of-the-box build, it's really great thing to have, but of course all professional modelers will replace it with resin upgrade from some aftermarket producer. Here we continue with the safety note. It's nothing special, it comes in every Zvezda kit. And there is also a separate marking guide which is printed in color, and that's really cool thing because it gives you an idea how to paint the full green van. But jokes aside, still it's really a great thing that Zvezda continues to bring the marking guides in color. They do not, let's say, save money, but assembly manual is printed in black and white, as you can see here. So let's zoom out a bit. Maybe close the lenses so that it won't be that bright for you. So we start with some safety advices, assembly tips, and also short history note. Next we continue with the parts map. As far as you can see, there is no, let's say, identification of the unused parts, so be careful and use the right ones, because as you remember, some of them are supplied in a pair. We start, of course, with interior, so it will be quite a straightforward thing to build. But still you have to plan how to paint all this stuff in advance, because otherwise it will be really tricky to paint them afterwards. And as you can see, all the seats inside, all the handles are copied. And here you can see, by the way, this wall for the trunk. So basically it separates two rows from the rear trunk. And next we continue with sidewalls. So here we assemble doors, and then we get everything together on the main lower plate. Here we start working on the main chassis. So as I said, it will be a matter of combining the separate bars together. That's why I was saying that it's really important to track their alignment, because otherwise you won't be able to fit it under the vehicle. And here on the last page we continue with wheel axles. We assemble wheels and the spare wheel together with a special bracket for the storage, and then get all this stuff on the vehicle. And that's pretty much all. So we have to perform 25 steps in order to get your vehicle done. Of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion about such release. It should be already available, so again, I would like to thank you for your support which made this review possible. And I will be happy to hear your opinion. Write it here in the comment section below. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye!